Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you all been well. So tonight I'm going to shoot another Tom MacDonald reaction. I've been doing quite a few of these lately. Yeah, man, I'm having a blast doing them. You guys are giving me a lot of good comments and making a lot of good recommendations to songs that I haven't heard. Tonight I'm going to try and do one a little bit more recent. I've never heard this song, never seen the video. It's called Woke World. So I picked this one, number one, because it's recent, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty to talk about in this video. So I'm excited to dive in there. A little bit about the channel. Channel's name is Faithful American. It's like I say in the beginning of the videos. It's called Faithful, capitalized faith, because faith's number one in my life. It's critical for me in my day-to-day, and it's just done wonders, turning my life around in the last year. Okay, American. I'm a proud American. I love America. I love the flag. I love the USA. I'm a proud veteran. My son-in-law is an active duty Army soldier, sergeant. So very proud, pro-military, pro-country. Main intent of the channel, I started this thing to be able to share the Word of God. Had such a profound impact on my life, and I'm trying to be a better Christian every day. Part of that is sharing the Word with people. So I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm not trying to shove it on you. I'm just trying to share some of the Word that's helped me, and with the hope that maybe it touches somebody out there and helps them. That's really the main reason for the channel. Second is to, push back on some of the craziness that's going on. I'm sure we're going to hear plenty of it in this video with that title. But yeah, we need to push back on this. This country's not going in the right direction. There's no way in hell we're going to let it burn. I'm not going to. And people like me that usually don't speak up, it's time for us to speak up and take a stand. And that's what I'm doing. Being more vocal in my life and in this video to get it out there to people. Try and spark some discussion. Yeah, what else? Yeah, I mean, those are the two main reasons for starting the channel. I do have some other content out there. There's a couple dozen videos. I made some playlists like you all recommended. So there's some firearm stuff. I'm a gun nut. So, if you like guns, there's a couple things out there, and I will be putting more out because I got a lot of guns. I like guns, and I plan on getting more guns. So there's archery, bow hunting stuff out there, decoys. I got a decoy collection, also carved decoys. You can maybe see a few over my shoulder here. I got a shop out back where I carve them. It's a hobby of mine. Love it. Yeah, and I get into politics sometimes, so I can't help myself. I'm a political junkie, always have been, and there's more than enough to talk about these days. So sometimes I find myself really wanting to give my viewpoint, so I'm going to do it. All right. If you subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate it. I've gotten a lot of love from the HOG crew, and I really appreciate it. So if you could like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, hit a notification bell. I do try and put, I'm doing content almost every day. I mean, I got a full-time job. I work in a factory, but, I live by myself. I do have some spare time in the evenings and on the weekend. So as long as I'm having fun doing this, I'm going to keep doing it. So here we go. Let me put these glasses on. If you're familiar with my channel, if I don't have these on, then I'm going to struggle with that keyboard a little bit. All right, I'll try and keep up. Tom MacDonald, Woke World. What's he doing, man? He's going like sitting on top of an old cop car. It's just shot up. Little end of the world look.
America is fallen, turned our men into women. Our billionaires get private islands where they're trafficking children. The flag is
man, we're 7 seconds in. That's going to be a tough one. Yeah, men into women, man. That's mental illness is what that is, right? And we need to stop supporting that activity. I'm a guy that says live and let live. And my job's not to judge everybody, but I will weigh in on what I think is unhealthy for the country and for our kids and grandkids. I just got done visiting my grandson. I got a granddaughter on the way, and I've got no interest in letting this country go down the toilet any further than it has. And we need to reach in there and pull it out. And first thing is to stop all this nonsense. Men are not women, women are not men. If you want to play games and dress up and do whatever you want in your house, I don't care. Just don't hurt anybody, and don't try and destroy the culture and my way of life. Don't do that. You know, I'm not supporting that. So we need to stop promoting this type of activity, right? We don't need to attack the people, let them live their life, but don't promote it. We used to never do it. Yeah, 7 seconds in. All right.
Get private islands where they're trafficking children. The flag is burning in the streets. We don't believe the politicians. We defunded the police and free speech has been restricted. And Canada has fallen. Their dollar ain't worth a buck. If you miss...
Yeah, man. 15 seconds, Tom. Whew. Burning the flag. I've talked about that in some other videos. Man, I'd make that illegal. I hear people say it's already prosecutable, but nobody will prosecute it. I'd make that mandatory. Make it federal law. Lock some people up. You know, that's not freedom of speech to me. That's hate speech. That's open defiance to the country. Man, if you're willing to burn the flag and do that kind of stuff to the country, you've got to be an enemy of the state. That's my opinion. You know, I'm making a video. I'm giving you my opinion. So Canada, I might rewind it because I'm not quite sure what he said about Canada. But yeah, he was talking about Epstein there on the island. I mean, that's a mess. You know, everybody's trying to turn it into a Trump thing and hurt the administration. Man, Biden sat on all that information for 4 years. I don't know what's true and what's not true. We're never going to find out the truth. I think there's too many high-profile people. We all know that. There's too much power behind it. You know, at least this administration did release, quote-unquote, all the records. I mean, they've done more than anybody has. I'm not trying to defend them or indict anybody else, but it's a mess. I wish we could get to the bottom of it because I believe there's evil there. We already know some of the evil. I'm sure it's worse than what we know. Missing men in the film, guards not doing rounds, people making statements they wheeled him out of there. Man, I don't know, but it don't smell right. All right, let's go back.
The police and free speech has been restricted, and Canada has fallen. Their dollar ain't worth a buck. If you misgender someone there, you're getting fined or locked up. Trudeau censored the internet, then they...
Yeah, right. Canada. You know, everybody's putting the United States down. Oh, we're fascist, and, you know, it's authoritarian and Trump and blah, blah, blah. Man, give me a break. Look at Canada. You lock people up if you talk about them. Or make something called hate speech just because you point out that somebody's transgender or whatever. Same thing in England. Same thing in France, you know. Man, we are tolerant here. We are the most tolerant place you can be. It may be to the extreme and part of our problem. You know, we're tolerating a little bit too much. But all these other places that want to talk about the United States, man, we don't need to take, you know, what's the right word I'm looking for, right? We don't need to be preached to by these other countries, okay? Take care of your own business. We got a mess, but you got a bigger mess. I think we're following you. We're going to be there in a couple of years if we don't stop it. But, yeah, we don't need to listen to anybody else's crap.
Getting fined or locked up. Trudeau censored the internet, then they banned half the guns. The trucker convoy was the last breath of freedom in their lungs, and the UK has fallen.
Yeah, man, he's going to say the same thing I was just saying. Now he's on the UK. Maybe I should just shut up and listen. But, yeah, banning guns. How'd that work out for Iranians? That's not going to happen here. And if you're around anybody that starts talking like that, you need to change their perspective on guns. You know? I mean, if you do not have guns and the government takes your guns and you do not have guns, bad things will happen to you as a people. Iranians just had, what, about 50,000 people gunned down by the government because they have no Second Amendment. They have no guns. They're defenseless. And men are evil by nature. It's just a fact, right? So if you have no guns in the public, you will get a leader that wants to take advantage of that. 23 seconds, Tom.
They lungs, and the UK has fallen, getting woker every day. It's illegal immigrants throwing acid into faces, protests and riots, COVID record inflation. The people lost.
You know, I'm gonna say it's gonna be unpopular. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to get a little bit of grief. You know, I'm sure for some people that know me that are watching this. You know, maybe a few looks here and there, but hey, it's time to. We got to tell the truth. Legal immigration is okay. Controlled immigration is okay. Okay, America is founded with immigrants. I cover that in detail in some other videos of mine, so I'm not going to get into that. But Listen, this open border policy and this suicidal empathy of just thinking you got to let anybody into your country, it's insanity. It's going to be the downfall of all of us if we're not careful. It's not a good thing to just let anybody in here that does not assimilate, does not love your flag, love your country, want to assimilate to your way of life, want to assimilate to your culture. If you let people in that are radically against your way of life and what people have fought and died for hundreds of years, and you let those people in here and their goal is to dismantle your way of life, what is that? That's evil, is what that is. That's what's happening to the UK. That's what's happening to France. And I don't know if you can save them, to be honest with you. They may be gone. They may be lost. If they're not lost now, they're getting close. And it's mainly radical Islam. No, I'm not saying all Muslims. I said radical Islam, Islamist. They do not blend with other religions and cultures. They just don't. By their own words, by their own admissions, their goal is not to assimilate. Their goal is to conquer. And we know it. All you got to do is listen to them, right? This is not me making this up. Listen to them. Read the Quran. The people that are strictly going word by word in the Quran, go ahead and read those passages. I got one that's sitting right over there. I don't spend a ton of time in it, but before I make statements, I'd like to do some research and at least be able to back up what I'm saying, and I've read it. You know, there's plenty of peaceful Muslims out there. I'm not saying there's not, but they choose to not adhere to the written word and instruction that's in that book. The ones that do adhere to every word, that's what we got to be careful of. We got to watch it. And that's what he's singing about. Even he's taking it a little bit soft, saying immigrants. Yeah, okay, it's not just all immigrants. And we need to wake up. Because we're already starting to see that here in the U.S. You see it in Texas. You see it in Michigan. These places are trying to establish Sharia law. Why would anybody support Sharia law? Why? I don't care if you're on the left or not. Why would you support something that totally destroys a woman's rights? This transgender stuff we're talking about, they would kill you. Unbelievable. All right, I want to rant. Let's go.
Their freedom, Great Britain lost its greatness. America to Europe, across the globe, every country, every city,
right
every
there.
neighborhood and
Follow.
home. It's infecting everything and everybody that we know, so just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs, don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets, I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul, but just say it.
Say it with your chest, baby. That's what we're saying. That's why I'm making these videos. That's what I talked about in the beginning. Sharing the word of God, number one. Number two is standing up against this craziness. And that's what he's talking about in this song. It's easy. Woke world knew he was going to do it. Man, we need to speak out, you know. We got to shut it down. Got to work with your friends and your families. You got to do it. Sometimes it's tough. Tough discussions, but worth having. You can't just stay silent and let this place burn down to the ground. You can't do it. We don't want to be on that map saying fallen, fallen, whatever he had written there.
Deep in your soul, but just say it. Screw everything woke. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything woke. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this woke world down.
Burn the woke world down. So it's kind of, you know, that's what they do. They burn everything down. So it's a little bit play on words there, burning the woke world down. I'm not crazy about that hook. I mean, his voice sounds good. It's kind of got a decent melody to it, but I don't know. I think you could have gone a little harder on this one. I mean, this is some serious stuff we're talking about here. But all right, Tom.
America has fallen, woke became a disease. They've made trillions off of mandatory lethal vaccines. The anthem plays and half the country is...
I wish I wouldn't have took it. I did. I took it. I took the two, man. I was a little bit worried. I had a couple issues with my lungs when that thing came out. I mean, nobody really knew what was going on. It was scary, and I went ahead and took it, but I don't know, man. I wish I wouldn't have.
Since the anthem plays and half the country is still taking a knee, blacks and whites fighting over whose life matters the least.
Man, he's just hitting everything in this song. We may never get through this. I don't know. This taking a knee stuff, man. I'll never forget the first time I saw it. I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan since I was a little kid. I talked about this in another video real quick, but I was a Steelers fan my whole life. And I was hunting here in Middle Tennessee, deer hunting, came in at night at dark, and we were at my buddy's farm. We came in, his mama was making dinner for us, and man, they're all around TV standing there, and it just seemed like something was, it was weird. I said, what's going on? He said, these guys are taking a knee. They're kneeling for the anthem. Like, what? That was the first game that had ever happened, right? What did I go lay down? And it was my team. It was the Steelers. So that was the last game I ever watched. Never watched another Steelers game. I just can't stand the taking the knee thing. So don't disrespect, for me, don't disrespect the flag. Don't disrespect the country. You may have a legitimate issue. It's okay, but that's not the way, my opinion, that's not the way to, try and make your point by just defacing the flag and defacing and standing against the whole country. That's not the whole country. You can have bad anything. Anyway, let me go back a minute. Man, he's hitting everything.
Fighting over whose life matters the least. And Canada has fallen, people can't afford to pay for food. The media's all liberal, it's nothing but the fake news. There's oil in the ground and pipelines they refuse to use. You're only heard if you're indigenous or LGBTQ. Australia has fallen, Ireland been up in flames. People rioting and dying.
Yeah, I mean, Australia's gone. I mean, they are gone. And Australia used to be, man, they used to be very conservative, right? I mean, they're gone. I don't know about Ireland.
Divided, fighting for change, and from Canada to Finland, Denmark back to USA, it's a woke world. That's what we're standing up against. America to Europe, across the globe, every country, every city, every neighborhood and home. It's infecting everything and everybody that we know, so just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs, don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets, I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul, but just say it. Screw everything woke. Rise up, I can see your fire.
Yeah, and that's a message, man. That's a good message for all of us, right? Do you think the majority of people support this kind of crap? No, I don't, I don't think they support it at all, But they're the ones that make all the noise, and the media is only on the far left. That's all you hear. That's all they support. So, that's all that's broadcast out there. And it makes it seem like if you're not a junkie like me tuning into different sources of information every day, then you don't get any other perspective. And you think, oh, man, that's really the most important thing. It's not the most important thing. None of this crap. But they're getting away with it, man. Rise up. There's a lot of power in our voices. Trust me, we got the numbers, but we got to do something about it. If we're quiet, then we're going to get beat.
I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything. Rise up. Can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. The whole world's fallen to the globalist elite. They want one God, one leader, one currency. It's the cigarettes, the vaccines, the food that you eat. Either way, the deep state wants you 6 feet deep. Fill your headphones with music, reinforcing their beliefs, and replace your own thoughts with the lies on TV. It's a woke world, and we won't survive if we're asleep. So wake up before you rest in peace. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. Burn everything.
All right, Tom. I get fired up when he's talking about all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit of a contrast between the content and then just that smooth, easygoing music. I was struggling with that a little bit. He sounds good, got a good voice, but man, whew, the message is right though. Rise up, stand up, push back on this stupid crap. I'm trying to not cuss anymore. That's one of the ways I'm trying to be more Christian. So this is an easy one to let something fly. So I might have let couple soft ones go early on, don't know. Yeah. All right. So let's dive into a little piece of scripture here at the end. Again, I hadn't seen this, so I just try and look at the title and maybe pick something that may or may not be relevant. It's kind of a blind grab, but it's all right. I think this one's going to be dead on. When it said woke world, I knew he was probably going to be talking about all the craziness in the world. And it is the world. It's not just the U.S., right? It's all over Europe. Okay, so where I'm going to is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 5. So I'm going to try and read through this quick, but this is what it's saying, right? And I think it's relevant. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, men loving men. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Man, after reading that, that's dead on this video. Turn away. Turn away from those human tendencies at the moment. Turn away from it, man. Shun it. Do everything in your life to shut it down. Yeah. Wow. Kind of heavy there. Got my blood pressure up a little bit. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and God bless all of you. Until next time. See you later.